We're here at the Tivoli Village, and I got a question from one of the YouTube subscribers who is asking me the question, what are ways you could use social dynamics outside of just pickup and networking? Well, let's get to it. So social dynamics includes the study of the economics, social psychology, and sociology of all the things that revolve around people interacting with other people. It's not just in terms of pickup, it's not just in terms of networking. It's a kind of basis and foundation for your interactions in terms of negotiation, your family life, your dating life in terms of long-term relationships, how your mindset and psychology works, and how you interact and deal with other people. This includes everything from things you do real world, face-to-face in real life, how you're interacting with your friends, how you're interacting with your coworkers on a daily basis. It also involves the interactions between you interacting with people on the internet, in terms of discussion boards, blog posts, comments, and in the future, if you become somebody who's popular, even in the media, and how you talk to these people, influencers. It involves all the thought processes so you're ready physically, mentally, everything, because it's about the whole process of self-actualization. We called ourselves Real Social Dynamics because we knew that social dynamics is the building blocks and structure of how you interact, not just in terms of your pickup, but in terms of pretty much all aspects of your dating life. And if I'm looking at, say, my family life, for example, and my parents or my brother or anyone in my family has issues, understanding social dynamics helps me relate and understand how to deal with their issues, how to not blow it out of proportion, how to communicate with them, empathize with them, and help them understand their issues and deal with their issues better. If there's challenges also, I think social dynamics and the study of social dynamics, for me especially, has really been about pushing the limits of what you think is possible. When I have challenges, say in my personal life, or there's a health issue, or if there's like a challenge where it's a business issue and everyone tells me it's impossible, I look at things, when people say things are difficult or impossible, I look at it with a grain of salt. I usually look at it from the standpoint that when people are saying these things, it's usually because it's impossible to them. They don't see the picture, they don't see the vision. A lot of social dynamics is trying to understand the mission and vision so you can truly understand how to get success and how to take what you're accomplishing and make it actually happen and make it actualize. And that has a lot to do with your personal life and business life. I know in business, a lot of people will come to me and won't think certain things are possible. How I restructure certain jobs in the company won't think things are possible. And they won't see the full picture. So I have to do my due diligence and make sure that it actually actualizes. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have to lay out the groundwork, the vision, the mission, and then actually make it happen. A lot of it's execution as well. I know that when I'm looking up new ideas, new technology, research and development, I'll always read about people who are saying one opinion versus the other. And it's so hard to filter out what's true and what's not. So one of the things you have to realize in social dynamics is try to understand how to filter out the mess. How to filter out the mess so you can utilize things like Google, Quora, and YouTube and see what you think is true, what's not true. When we create real social dynamics, because so much out there is about just random thoughts. We call ourselves Real Social Dynamics because we want everything we teach to be based on real world, real life field experiences. If I'm negotiating a deal and somebody's giving me their opinion of what they will and will not accept in the deal, they kind of give an idea. They might say, I'm going to accept X, Y, Z, and that's it. This is all I'm going to accept. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very cleanly elaborate of what I'm willing to take and tell them the reason why, so they can understand my full viewpoint. But I'm also going to state back to them what I believe they're looking for. And if the result that they're looking for can still be accomplished in a different way, I'm going to convey that to them and allow them to realize that there's other opportunities, other options. You got to always think outside the box. And that's one of the basic premises of social experimentation, is the basic premise of getting success in your social dynamics and interactions. A lot of it has to do with understanding economics, understanding the opportunity costs of what someone will forfeit if they do one thing versus another, the opportunity and understanding of choice, and how you make a certain choice and another choice closes. Every time you spend your time, you could spend your time doing one thing and you lost that time to do another thing. And this is the thing that you have to realize. That's why when people are always studying social dynamics, also studying the idea of knowledge and continuing education, because refining how effective and efficient you are in accomplishing your goals is a huge element of how to get success in social dynamics. I know that in my friends' life, in my social circle, with all my friends, a lot of it has to deal with how I relate to other people, who I want to have in my social circle as friends. Am I going to want people that are going to raise me up? A lot of people will say that your friends will influence you so much that the 5 friends you hang around the most are the most influential part of your life, and you usually average the success of the people that you hang around the most. And that's why I want to make sure that I'm hanging around people that have the same kind of mindset, the same kind of success mindset, the same kind of belief systems and values, especially important in relationships. I know that in your business life and also in your pickup life and your networking life, all these things are all inclusive in terms of the same kind of aspects of things. So much of my life has been about trying to understand the social graces and social dynamics, how to argument, how to I used to watch a lot of legal shows like Boston Legal or Law and Order, and I always would get into bickering and arguing with my parents. That was something that I thought that I needed to learn. Now, social dynamics is way more comprehensive than that. Most of the time, it's not about an argument or a win-lose. It's trying to find how to get on the same page with other people. It's way more effective to try to have that win-win philosophy and try to add value to other people's lives and try to understand how to get to that point, because you're more likely to get more things accomplished faster, develop sticky relationships, and allow yourself to get the success you want in your business life, and your personal life, and your dating life, and your family life, and pretty much every other aspect of your life. Now, we're not trying to talk about just pickup and networking, but it does affect that as well. The thing is, you gotta come from that mindset first and foremost. If I'm looking at a situation where somebody doesn't want to give me something, it's usually because they don't believe that it's in their best interest. A lot of people don't understand economics. They don't look at it from the standpoint where if somebody gets something of value, and you might give them more value than you think that you're giving to them, but the value they're giving back, if it's just a little bit more, you're both better off. And if you just understand those basic premises, when you're interacting with other people, if I give somebody, say, $5,000 worth of value, and they're giving me $1,000 worth of value, but that $1,000 worth of value would be something more difficult for me to get or get access to, I'm still going to accept the deal. A lot of the times, it's not even about monetary value. A lot of the time, it's about the effort that you have to put to gain access to knowledge, to gain access to intelligence, to gain access to certain kinds of friends, or the research and time that you had to put in, or even your own time. If you value your own time and how much time you have to put in to develop a relationship. Just understanding these things will allow you to see how to build building blocks within your social circle to get more value out of it, how to build building blocks in your business to get more value out of it. A lot of people have special skills. Special skills are something that I think is like technological aid most of the time. Other times it's going to be having special kinds of intelligence because they might have traveled around the world and learned from various people from around the world. But these are various building blocks that I believe that are very, very valuable to learn. But even if you have these special skills, it doesn't mean that you can't offer value to somebody who has these special skills, because everyone has some kind of special skills, or they have value to other people. Some people will view not even a skill thing or a knowledge thing as a value. You might just view like trust, or just being an honest guy who just wants to be like a friend to somebody and have their back as more value. That's why how you invest your time in people is probably more important than anything else. Who you invest your time with is probably more important than almost anything else. Like, my time is super valuable. If people wanted to hang out and come to my network and party with me, hang out, be friends, I'm cool with that. But if it's not, if the people who I hang out with the most, people who I spend the most time with, those are people that I believe that I have a relationship with that is going to add the most value to my life. And every single one of you should be doing the same thing. You gotta come from the standpoint that whenever you're interacting with other people, you're always trying to add to your life as much value as possible. So you have a certain path. You have to have your goals written out, your mission written out, but you have to know exactly what you want and try to get people that are on the same path as you that can help you accomplish these things. That's why it's so important that people write down their goals. You also should write down your field experience, not just in terms of pickup or networking, but you should write down your personal life, your personal goals, your family. You should have key performance indicators. These are things that you track that have measurable, actionable results that have some kind of metric. They're not just subjective, they're objective. They're like things that you can write down, you can say, yes, I accomplished it, or no, you can't, as opposed to something that's like, I want to be happy. What is that? Well, you can measure happiness in some kind of other way. Like you can say, I want to be happy to the point where I'm able to have clear focus, and that allows me to accomplish the business goals or social goals or family goals. But it's not just like an emotion in and of itself. I mean, yeah, I know that there's a company out there called Delivering Happiness. They measure happiness in and of itself. And it's a huge challenge, but the way they measure it is usually about a measurable metric, like, are the people in my staff being more productive? Is the retention higher? Are people on a survey rating that they're overall happier, and that there's some kind of comparative result? So as opposed to saying you're happy, you're saying I'm happier than I was when I was doing XYZ. There's some kind of measurable, objective, definitive yes or no to your goals, and that's the only way you can really accomplish them. The same thing has to go when you're making choices. When you're making just choices and decisions, you gotta know, are these choices and decisions with measurable, objective goals? Are these choices I'm making gonna be better off for me and the people I care about the most? I look at the idea of social dynamics as something that helps you in higher purpose in terms of your spirituality and your belief systems, because your goals and your missions and values are probably the main important thing about who you want to spend your time with. The people that are your deepest and closest friendships, relationships, people that you are thinking about getting married to or doing really close business with, these are people that first and foremost have to have the same core values as you. If you read books like Stephen Covey, he said in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that the most important thing is not to be centered around one particular thing, whether it's money, whether it's your family, whether it's your religion. The main important thing is none of that. It's about having the same principles, the value systems, the belief systems. Surrounding yourself with the proper belief system for me is going to be people that have that positive attitudes. They have a hard work ethic. They believe that they have a strong sense of loyalty to their friends, their peers, their business associates and friends and family. And there's people that are going to do whatever it takes to be creative, think outside the box, and make things happen. For me, social dynamics, a lot of it has to do with that social psychology, the mindsets you have deep down inside, so that you're not scared, you don't have fear, you can accomplish your goals, and that's super duper important. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please write your comments below. Let me know the topics you'd love to have discussed in future videos. Subscribe to my channel. Please share it with your friends. And thanks for watching. Cheers.